seem to be up. And away. Good. Okay. Lighting seems okay. Oh, already 2 people here. How are we going? Rich King, evening. How you doing, buddy? Bear with me, guys. I'm just getting my get together. Okay, let's get that set. Yeah. How are we all doing? Right. So, yeah, we are live. I love doing these live videos. It's been a little while since my last one. And for those of you that's been keeping up, Michael Christopherson, doing good? Good. Welcome to the channel, mate, or the video. It might have been with the channel for a little while. I don't recognise the name. Oh, sorry, guys. I've been at work all day, and coffee is much needed, and a cigarette in a minute. So, yeah, I wanted to go live because I've got a lot to say, really, and basic miniatures painting. Hi all, hi bud, how is the hand? Yeah, the hand is not good. Well, I mean, I think it's on the mend. Afternoon from Brooklyn, New York. Hello, mate. Yeah, it's about, I think it's about 8:15 in the evening over here. So yeah, afternoon to you, buddy. Yeah, the hand. It's I had my operation, as a lot of you have seen on one of my previous videos. I'm getting a new car, well, new buggy, Magnus. Yes, we will start talking about that in a minute. Definitely one of the main reasons I wanted to go live and get talking about that, because I know a lot of you guys, me included, are very excited about that. So, by the way, guys, if I do miss any of your comments and things, do excuse me. They pop up on the screen for a little while, then they fade away sometimes before I can get to answering them, but I will as and when I can. So yeah, the hand is, I had my surgery just over a week ago now. I'm going back to Queen Victoria Hospital tomorrow to get this all taken off, so they can have a look at it, get it redressed, and start doing hand physio on it to get it all sorted, basically, and recover. But my finger is still numb as anything, but now it's, since yesterday, it's gone from feeling just numb to this intense burning sensation, really bad pins and needles. It's like it's half no feeling and half intense pain, if that makes any sense at all. Someone told me, oh, that's a sign of infection, which is really good news to hear. But someone else told me it's normal, it's starting to heal, it's starting to, you're gonna have. So I don't know. When I get up there tomorrow, they'll find out. And yeah, but I think it's on the mend anyway. I drove my car for the first time last night because I've been driven about by the missus since it's been done, and that's been like driving me up the wall because I've lost my independence and I hate it. But I just couldn't do it. She's going to be driving me to the hospital tomorrow because it's an hour and a half's drive, and that would be too much for me at the moment. It's still in quite a bit of pain. But just for short journeys, changing the gears gently is acceptable and doable. So yeah, that's the update on the hand anyway. I've had all the jokes you could think of, constant ribbing at work, a bit of ribbing on the Unification page on my videos and stuff, but hey, it's all good. It's taught me a lesson to be much more careful with sharp objects and probably just stay away from Stanley blades, because me and them don't mix. it's I've cut myself a few times before, and other people, some of you guys have, and that. But please, guys, just be so careful, because those things are just so sharp, and they will go through your flesh, nerves, tendons like a hot knife through butter, and it is just not worth it, because this has caused me a lot of pain and inconvenience, and I've lost money through it. I've had to take time work. Almost made a bad joke, lol. Well, I might have heard it. People were asking me if I'm right-handed, left-handed. Thought you said 9 p.m. stream. Well, I said between 8 and 9. I aimed for 8, but children. So I had to make sure they were all settled and make sure they were asleep. Let me warn you now, guys, it's just me in the house. The missus is out, so the kids are upstairs at bed. So there is a chance they might wake up, in which case I'll disappear off camera for a bit. You can talk amongst yourselves, but I don't think that'll happen. Okay, thought I'd let you off. Thought you said 9. Good thing you didn't build the Dread Fort. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, there's quite a few of you here now, so I guess we can start getting to the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about and what you guys want to talk about. Paint with Penny. And evening, Penny. Nice for you to join me on one of my live ones. I love, for those of you that don't know, actually, Paint with Penny, she's just said hello there. If you like these sort of live videos, interactive and chat and stuff about the hobby and stuff, check out Naughty Backy. Yes, it is duty free, Backy. Don't tell anyone. Prices are too expensive in this country. But yeah, basically, check out Penny's channel. Subscribe to it if you can. Go and have a look at it, because she covers all sorts of things. It's mostly covering about the Routemaster bus builds, and so very different to 40k stuff, but a lot of you might share. But she covers all sorts of things. I can't keep up with Penny. You live stream too much, and I can't watch. Yeah, she does a lot of live streams. I don't see them all, but whenever they're on and I've got that free time, I do jump in, and yeah, I just enjoy. Even though I don't really have a great deal of interest in like building and busting that, I don't know, I still find it interesting. I still find it fun to hang out there and join in the chat. So yeah, guys, check it out. And yeah, what was I talking about? I can't remember. I was making a rollie ready for the chat. This is the most unprofessional live video I've ever done. So anyway, the big news of the day is Speed Freaks. Speed Freaks, yeah, Buggy tells about it. So yeah, oh my God, where do I begin? We have been patient, and we still are being patient, because we've still got a lot of news to come. But today, well, yesterday, the leaks started in regards to this new Speed Freaks game. And today we got the official announcement of it, which seems to be the pattern that's happening with GW lately. We get a YouTuber or forum or something with inside information, comes out with some leaked pictures or whatever, and then the next day the Warhammer community page uploads the official news and sneak peeks at this stuff. Now, I don't know, I'm a bit suspicious by this. I'm thinking, like, is that them thinking, oh, you know, someone's leaked the footage, let's get the information out there quick, or is it that it's not really a sneaky unofficial leak, it's them sort of, it's their way of building up the hype and that. But yeah, anyway, we had those videos yesterday from a couple of YouTubers covering the news. Kirioth was one of them, and I can't remember his name now. Really good guy, big channel. That's where I get quite a lot of the early news and things from that channel. I can't remember what it is now though. Chapter Master Valric, that's it. That's where I first heard the news of it. So yeah, just watched it today, the news on Speed Freaks, and we've all been crying out for so long. For those of you that don't know, basically GW are releasing a boxed game called Speed Freaks. We don't know a great deal about it yet, but it contains buggies. It looks like some kind of Mad Max inspired sort of Death Race 2000, Mario Kart, Destruction Derby, orky, crazy goodness with rat rods and dune buggies, and just it looks crack. Skarner, what's the crack? How you doing, buddy? Welcome aboard. But it just looks it looks so bloody good. We've got a few leaked pictures and stuff at the moment, a few pictures showing of it, and now it looks cool because it's a boxed, obviously some sort of standalone game on itself involving orky racing, I presume, and it looks cool in that regard. Initially, we've had leaks for quite, well, not leaks, but we've had rumours for quite a while that there was rumours of a Space Wolves and versus Orks box game, similar to Forgebane, that came with the Necrons and the Mechanicus. And so this was really cool. I mean, my friend Reroll Joe, who I regularly play, well, not so regular lately. We haven't had a game for ages, but we're trying to get a game organised. But he plays Space Wolves, so we were both quite excited because we thought, brilliant, we can get that box and split the contents, go 50-50 on it. I can get the orky goodness and he can get the Space Wolves. Then the news hit very recently that the box game is in fact, was part true, that it is Space Wolves in there, but it's Genestealer Cult. So that was disappointing initially, just from a selfish reason, but regardless, it looks really cool, and the Genestealer Cult stuff in there looks mint. Genestealer Cult are quite a cool looking army, so I like the look of that. But yeah, so that come out. There was a little bit of lore and fluff about that, and it talked about that the Orks have invaded this planet, but they can't attack the cities and stuff because they're protected by force fields and stuff. So the Orks are stuck out in the wasteland, and so they've decided to. Clearly, you don't read in your comment section, smashing up the old buggy as a commit to win your 500 sub competition. Oh, I hope so. It'd be cool if they are reading my, watching my videos and reading the comments, because on this channel we talk a lot of sense, and if they're listening to us, it'll be good for them and it'll be good for us. The squiggers of the Dune who carry a harpoon and the bay at the moon. Yeah, sorry guys if I can't read all your messages. They come and they blink off really quick. But yes, they talked in the lore about how the Orks are stuck out in the wastelands and they've just basically given up on trying to attack these cities where they can't get through the force fields and stuff, and they're protected. So they're just taken to battling amongst themselves and racing around the dunes and doing what Orks do, just having a bloody good time, really. Racing, beating the crap out of each other, drinking squig beer and whatever else Orks get up to. So that was really cool to read in the fluff, but obviously they weren't in the set, but it talks about them. And then very soon after, they released this game. So yeah, it's cool that they're sort of tying a lot of different factions into this sort of it looks like it could be sort of the start of a good campaign around this planet, because there's mention of chaos as well. And so yeah, looking really cool, fluff wise and lore wise. Who knows where this will lead, but we still haven't got news on Ork Codex or any other new models for the army as a whole, but we've got our first bit of new goodness coming out in this Speed Freaks game. And I think this is a win-win for everyone, well, every Ork player anyway, because even if you've got no interest in playing a new game or playing a game about Orks racing buggies, which why wouldn't you want to play that? It sounds awesome. But you just buy the box set and you just build some badass looking buggies. I haven't had a chance to have a really good look at the pictures, and I don't think there's a huge amount of pictures to see, but the Orks, the buggies just look amazing. And if you haven't seen it yet, I know a lot of you have, if you haven't seen it yet, go on the community site and watch the trailer for the little video they say, and it is so cool. It's sort of done like a sort of an Audi commercial, and it's funny. It starts off with showing the 21-year-old buggy that is the current model that's still the only buggy available. and basically, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it leads on to showing the new goodness from this set. And that buggy, the new buggy, the one they show built and painted, it's got some serious badass looking gun on it. Buggies usually come with like a twin big shooter. That doesn't not look like a big twin big shooter. I mean, like I said, I've only had a very brief look at it, but it looks like something a bit more heavy duty, which in itself is quite exciting. So I think not only by the look of it, are we just going to get a new buggy model, an updated model, which in itself is really cool, but it looks like we are going to get some more weapon options on it and potentially quite a few options within the kit itself. I don't know if the buggies you get for the two different sides in there are like the same, or whether they're different. But it looks to me, just from the box art as well, showing the sort of the buggies in it, it looks like there's going to be a multitude of ways you can make these and customize them and chop and change parts. And it's going to be a big mech's dream come true, and first particularly for any speed freak evil sun lovers out there, god, it's like Christmas has come big time. And yeah, it just looks really 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 cool. I mean, think like the truck kit, how many things you can do with the truck kit and how many options and spares and bits you get. I think it's going to be like that times 100. I foresee loads of different options and loads of different ways you can build it, and then put in the hands of us modelers and converters and kit bashers and that. Who knows what crazy shit we're going to see. Red goes faster, yellow punches hard. Yes, yeah, everyone's saying the red one's the best one because it goes faster, but yeah, yellow's louder and harder. Bad moods. Codex will probably drop September to October. Well, I think they've pretty much now confirmed that it is going to be later than we initially first thought, and I think they've gone for it now. They've said October. Now that's the launch for Speed Freaks, but they've gone ahead. GW have officially named it. I mean, lots of people are saying about October. What a perfect time to release Orks, so they can have the funny little, play on words with October. But yeah, I think they've pretty much confirmed to us that we will get the Codex and new releases in the month of October. So yeah, October. Not only is it my birthday, which is I know what's going to be going on my birthday wish list. We're just going to be a month full of Orks. And I think we're going to get more than we bargained for. I never dreamed. I thought we were going to see a Forgebane style set with Space Wolves and Orks, and that was going to be really cool. Get some exclusive model in that set, then we'll get the Codex, we'll get some new models, and go from there. This is just brilliant. That set is instantly, I'm sold. You take my money, GW. I want Speed Freaks and I want it now. I can't wait to get building that buggy. Team list currently working on. Do you have a kill team list currently working on Death Wish? Yes, I will get to that in a moment. Just wanted to get to the Speed Freaks news. The yellow one looks better, Magnus. Yeah. I mean, I have to agree, but I'm biased. I'm Bad Moons, so all my vehicles will be painted yellow. They might not be as fast, but like you said, they will hit harder. They'll be made of tougher stuff, and they'll be packing all the DACA you can dream of. But yeah, so I mean, what do you guys think? Are you excited for this Speed Freaks game? How many of you? I mean, are you going to buy it? I know I am. Excuse me, guys. I need this coffee. Well, because it looks like might be 2 buggies and all track and 4 bikes in the set. That's cool. I like Death Skulls better. Death Skulls are pretty cool. So you'll be going blue ones. You're buying it. Probably buy at least 2. Skarner, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Skarner, I think Skarner's going to need like a warehouse to store his Ork collection. He's shown me his Ork collection, and it is it just makes mine look like proper entry level. And to be fair, mine is entry level because I've been back in the hobby for a little while. But I don't ever foresee my Ork collection getting anywhere near those dizzying heights. He says, I have a shed of shame. Yeah, that's a shed a lot of people watching this video now would probably like to break into. Do not give me your address. Did that look like a grav weapon on the buggy to you? I don't know. It looked, like I said, it's not a big shooter. It's not a rocket launcher. At least it didn't look like one. And I think if I'm remembering, that's the only choices you get on the buggy currently. You get twin big shooter or rack of rockets in it. I don't think they've got like the choice of like custom mega blasters and Grotzukas or something. I think it might be something like a cannon, or some sort of new weapon maybe. It looks cannon-esque. It looks like a cannon, but I think we're going to have options. I think we will still have the big shooter options. I think we're just going to get loads of options in that kit, and I think it's going to be one of those kits that even if you don't want buggies in your army, you're going to buy that kit or you're going to buy this box game because you're going to have so many parts in it that you can use these parts to. You can go crazy kit bashing and converting. The buggies and such look bigger than they used to. Yeah, a lot bigger. The buggies almost look like they have the same footprint as the truck. So I don't know where that leaves the truck or other vehicles, whether they're going to update those as well. I don't know. We just don't know at the moment. But I mean, they look like they could be converted quite easily into trucks. I just think it's going to be such a good time to be an Ork player. We have waited so long. I want the buggy even just as a standalone model. Yeah. You just need a few Orks to begin with. After that, they grow on their own. Yeah, they're spreading spores around my house currently at the moment. I've got mushrooms growing everywhere, and so I'm just letting the snotlings tend them at the moment, and I'll soon have more Orks. Kit bashes between these new ones and the trucks. Yeah, totally. I think their bases are the same size as the night bases or flowers. They come on bases, do they? That's interesting. That is. Now you mention it in the thing, I did see bases in it actually. Yeah, very strange. That's an odd choice, isn't it? I didn't even think about that. How weird. That's none of the other vehicles. I suppose you get some of the small vehicles and things sometimes come on bases like walkers and stuff, obviously, but I don't really recall sort of many things with wheels and tracks and stuff being on bases. Strange. Someone, Psycho Destructo, Stevo. Bases are probably more for the box game. Yeah, probably. So I imagine, as most players will end up doing, using them for games of 40k, the bases, well, you get some spare bases out of it. That's always handy, isn't it? And these box games they do now are such insane value. It's crazy. Base might have been to showcase it, only time will tell. Yeah, very true. We have very limited information at the moment, but we're so excited and we've been waiting for so long. We have to talk about it. I'll buy several on release for sure. Maybe so they can go on 2 wheels. Yeah, good point actually. Yeah. And yeah, all buggies on 2 wheels is that's like the coolest thing ever. Have you done any commandos conversions? As I want them for my kill team, but they are pounds. Yeah, actually. So coming on to this, coming off of the Speed Freaks for the moment, I have here selected and sprayed up, undercoated my kill team, at least to start with anyway, because I haven't played a game yet, but I've selected my kill team, kept changing my mind, and currently, no, I don't have a commando in my kill team or any commandos. I've gone, as I do with most of my lists, I've gone for numbers over elites. I tend to like sort of troop heavy armies. So we've got some Grots in there and we've got some boys. So yeah, well, I'll talk you through what I've selected. I've got one guy, I've got Bob, the only, my first sort of painted dude. Well, he's almost finished anyway. He's virtually finished. He needs a few highlights and his base painting. But yeah, you probably can't see him very well, but yeah, that's Bob. Bob's been proudly my only painted grot in my Ork army currently. But yeah, so he's in the army, of course, and he's got what's he got? He's got 4 of his mates. So I've got 5 grots currently in the kill team, because I really like the sound of the tactic where you can use the grot shield to protect your orcs. That's going to be very handy in keeping some of my orcs alive, especially some of my more valuable ones. So I've got 5 of them dudes to just give me some numbers and that. And grots, they're so cheap, and they're going to be great. I think they're going to be great in that game for like capturing objectives, rear field objectives, being used as meat shields, and just giving a few more bodies. I love grots. You've got to have grots in your army. To lead the kill team, I haven't given him a name yet. I'm thinking of a name for him, but I've selected a knob with a combi shooter Scorcher, because Scorchers are so cool. And this is obviously going to be Bad Moon, so he's got the Bad Moon boss pole. So yeah, there's him. He's also got a big chopper, which is not represented on the model, but what I might do, I don't have any big choppers. The way they, a lot of them come with like 2 hands already holding them on the thing. So what I might do is just sort of glue like a chopper or some sort of blade in a backpack on his back to represent that he does have, a big chopper for close combat. I've then selected, or I've built just the other day, 1 burner boy, because I just wanted to squeeze at least 1 burner in there, because again, flamers are going to be very handy in this game. I've got a boy with a big shooter, because big shooters are awesome, and just need some Dakka. Dakka is good. These are Bad Moons after all. I took one of my tank busters. So I've got an Ork boy with a rocket launcher. He's not a tank buster in the game. Obviously, he's just a boy with a rocket. But I wanted to get at least 1 rocket in there. And then the rest of it is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boys. And I've got 5 of them with shooters, and 2 of them with slugger and chopper. Now, I think shooters are going to be much less effective than slugger and chopper, but I want to theme my army, really. I want this to be Bad Moons, and these boys that I've got with the shooters were originally my Ard boys, so they're all a bit, you can't see very well, they're all customized with armor plating and helmets and stuff, so they've got that Bad Moon look about them. These are like, they're not quite flash gits, but they're Bad Moons. They're rich, so they've got themselves decked out with some armor and a good shooter. Because Bad Moons would rather have fun shooting you than chopping you up. So yeah, that's my kill team. It's fairly basic, really. I sort of left a lot of the more of the flashy stuff and stuck with getting numbers in there. I don't know if it's going to be effective, but it definitely gives me the numbers. Can you clean the camera lens? Some white dots on there. Yes, certainly, mate. Give me 1 second. Good call. What it might actually be, hopefully that's better. What it might actually be, I don't know if they're floating about, it's this new light I've got. It's so bright, it sort of picks up the dust and that. You think Looter's worth playing? I think they might be. Has that made the white dots better? Hopefully, I don't know if anyone can confirm. If not, I apologise. Yeah, Looters look like they'll be pretty good actually, because weapons are going to be a bit less effective at range, because when you're shooting, maybe the problem with YouTube still on when you're shooting your weapon at its maximum range, you're going to be getting a -1 to hit modifier because it counts as shooting at long range. So like things like shooters with a range of 18, you're going to be hitting on 6s. It's only once you get within 9 inches that you're going to be hitting on 5s. So the Looter's weapons being a 48-inch, giving them the 24-inch effective range, is going to be pretty good. But yeah, I don't think the shooting is going to be that good for the Orks. So that's why I think really choosing shooters for my boys, probably tactically and game wise, is going to be less effective than the slugger and chopper. And you're probably better off just charging them in there and getting in close combat. But the theme's quite important to me, and Bad Moons all kitted out for sort of more close combat. It just doesn't fit so well. I think Bad Moons are more about the shooting usually. I mean, they like their custom weapons of any kind. So if they've got a nice shiny custom big chopper or a nice power claw that they've spent some teeth on, that does equally fit the theme. But I don't know. I like the idea of a shooty orc army. Kill team or 40k game. Yeah, this is Kill Team we're talking about, mate. Sorry, we jumped in halfway through. But yeah, that basically that's what I'm going to focus on now. I've undercoated these guys. I'm going to start painting them very soon because I would like to have this Kill Team painted up, ready, and then I can start doing some battle reports. And then that's going to be the start, along with my cans, of my full army, and hopefully get me the motivation to keep adding some to it and then build up to a small force, full games of 40k for the channel. I think I'll just convert my shadow into Kill Team. Yeah, I mean, the great thing for me is I had all the models already built, other than the Burner Boy. I had everything good to go. But the original question that I started talking about was, have you got any commandos? I am considering, because I've never bought any commandos, but I've got parts upstairs in my bits box, just bits, like I've got the face from one of the Burner Boys who's got like a little bandana across his mouth and goggles on, and I was originally saving that head to use on a future buggy because I thought it looked cool for like a driver on a buggy or a truck or something. But since this game's out, I thought, oh, actually using that head and the weapons, a normal body, just load up some stick bombs and packs on his back to give him that commando look, might be a good little kit bash I can do to get some commandos in there, because I've got a few like bits that give the orcs that stealthy look. So commandos are really easy to convert yourself if you just use a little bit of an imagination and kit bashing. No commando shock horror, that's filthy Bad Moons for you. Yeah, well, yeah, we're not about sneaking up, we're Bad Moons. We'll leave that to you blood axes. We don't want to sneak up, we want everyone to hear us. If we're sneaking up, how can we show off all our bling? How can we show off our like gold-plated armor and our custom mega blasters and our big shooters? We want to show blood axes best. Well, agree to disagree there. And look, what I might have to use in a Kill Team game as well. He's not glued back together yet because I've just been doing the base, but I've got my mech that Idic Beer painted up for me, who's really cool, and the camera doesn't do it justice. If you want to see him better, check out Idic Beer's channel and the video of when he painted up this big mech. I'll try and leave links to various things at the end of this video when I upload it for a rewatch. But he's really cool. He's done a great job on him. He left the base in so that I could get him to match everything else. Stevo, oi, Stevo, hey. Pretty, yeah, it is pretty, Magnus. So yeah, I've just got him sanded and everything ready to be painted and glued back together so he can join my orcs. So they're coming along, they're getting there. It's slow progress though. I don't have a lot of time, but I try and use the evenings as much as I can and trying to get myself into a routine. What I need to do for my hobby to speed up is to get a better working area. I don't have a desk currently. I've got like a little sort of unit where I keep my stuff, but I've got a little coffee table in the living room. So sometimes I'm doing stuff in the living room, sometimes I'm doing it up in the bedroom. I need a dedicated workstation, just a desk where my stuff and all my paints are there, ready to go, somewhere comfortable for me. And also I want it to sort of double up as a paint station and modelling station and where I shoot my videos from and everything from that moment forward. So at some point I'm going to be working on getting my sort of area in the bedroom sort of set up as a YouTube studio / hobby corner. A man cave, yeah, as near as I can get. Unfortunately, there's not a spare room, there's not a shed or a garage for me to go to. All the rooms here are filled with various people and things. So I will need a man corner or corner of a cave. But it's a start. It's somewhere. What else did I want to talk about? Kill Team. How many of you guys are playing Kill Team or have bought the Kill Team set or wanting to get into it? Because I've seen mixed. I haven't played it yet, but I've had a good read through the stuff, and I'm getting a bit of a grip of the rules as best you can from just reading over them. You learn best when you're actually playing. I do anyway. I learn best by actually just playing a game and getting on with it. Very soon, my brother's coming round because he got the Mechanicus Force out of the set that he's got. So he's currently building that up. And so me and him are going to get a game soon. I'm really excited for that because it's going to be so nice for me to play against an army that's not Space Marines. My God. And to play against an army that's not all 2+ save bloody Space Marines. Big Mech Dan Skull says, I've really enjoyed the games I've had so far. Good, that's good to hear. Yeah, anyone on here, if you want more Ork content, Big Mech Dan Skull, if you haven't already, most of you probably already are subscribers of his, but please subscribe to his channel, check his channel out, because he's a big Ork player, if you didn't guess from the name. But yeah, check out a lot of his content as well. He does some cool conversions and good chats and Q&As and stuff like this. He's a cool guy. But yeah, a lot of people, mixed opinions. Some people really don't seem interested in it at all, and I think they're missing a trick actually, because this game's got so much to offer. From reading it, like, I don't know about a lot of you guys, but I have a hard time with free time and working and stuff. We've all got commitments and stuff. Sometimes it can be quite hard to get enough time free to be able to arrange a game, to be able to set up a game, to be able to play a game without rushing it. And then at the end of it, depending on what your conditions are, where you live and stuff, having to pack it all away and stuff. It's a lengthy process and it can be quite exhausting and it can be hard. For example, me and Reroll Joe have been trying to get a game organised for ages, but he works full time, I work full time, and trying to get evenings or days where we both got the day off and we've both got no other commitments where we can spend up to 6 hours to set up a sort of 2,000 point game is hard. At least with Kill Team, you don't need a huge amount of space. You need just your normal dining room table. Anything, it doesn't take up a huge amount of room. Rather than having a 6x4, or if you're squeezing it a 4x4 area to play, you just need that little sort of 22x32. It's like it's about the size of a Monopoly board, maybe a bit bigger, but it's board game sized. And the game's about 45 minutes to an hour long. So you could have several games in an evening, or if you are limited time, you can just have the one game, and it's going to be so much easier to get more games in. And yeah, it's not full 40k. It will never replace full 40k because 40k is awesome, and having big battles with big massive battle tanks and stuff is cool. But that's one reason why I really like Kill Team. Is just the ease of it. Popping out a board, stick a little bit of scenery on. You've got a few models, between 3 and 20 models. It's easy to get a force built together, painted. It's quick, it's cheap, and yeah, it's fantastic. And for someone like me who's trying to get my army painted, it gives me the incentive to get a little section of it painted. And then as I change a few things in it, I can paint a couple more miniatures and add to it. And it's the start of an army that can then grow into a full army. And if you want to try other armies out, another cool thing, I'm really, really liking the look of a Gene Stealer Kill Team. That would be cool. And I've got my Necrons. I haven't done anything with my Necrons yet from the Forgebane set. So I've got a load of Immortals up there. I would really like to get a painted Kill Team. Will take less time than 30 Ork Boys. That's a win of mine. Well, exactly, Skylar. Like, my Kill Team is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 models strong. My Kill Team is. So that's a fairly high number for a kill team. If you were choosing things like looters, burners, mechs and stuff, you could make a much smaller kill team in terms of numbers. So yeah, that's not a hugely daunting task. That's achievable. Even that small amount for me is going to take quite a while, but it's achievable. I can see an end in sight. With my currently 3,500 point army, I don't see an end in sight. I don't know how I'm going to get it done, but I want to, and I'm going to try, and I'm going to at least, just keep going with it. But this is a good starting point, and especially for my channel. So hopefully, if I can keep focusing, keep the momentum going, you will start to see me doing some battle reports. The other advantage for this for me is that, as I mentioned, my brother has got the Mechanicus part of the set. A good mate of mine who has shown interest in getting into the hobby and was talking about it for a while. He liked the look of Genestealer Cult. He was talking about buying a boxed army, getting the codex and getting into the game. But then I think once the initial thought wore off and the realism of how much it was going to cost and how much it sort of took to get into it and how long the games took, I think it put him off. And he said, "Look, I don't know if it's for me." When I told him that I was buying this set and it had a small thing, and I said, literally, that's all you're going to need. You don't need a codex. You don't need anything because it's all in the rule book. You just need the squad, and that's it. And then you're ready to go. He was like, "Yeah, great. It's super. Let's give it a go." So from buying this, I've gone from the Reroll Joe, who we enjoy our games and we have good fun, good competitive games and that, but we're just playing, it's just me and him playing. We used to have other guys we used to play with back in the day when we played, but they've sort of moved away and they're, far away now. So it's going to be great for me to have that variety of players and variety of armies. So now I can play Kill Team against Joe's Thousand Suns, against his Space Wolves, against his Dark Angels, whatever he chooses, or his variation of Space Marines that he's got, or I can be playing against Mechanicus or Genestealer Cults. So it's going to have a good variety, and I like the way it's on another level to 40k as well, because you've got a bit more depth to these games. They're definitely, you can have one-off matches, which looks cool. Does the rulebook tell you how to make a team? Yes, Peninsula Project, the rulebook has got everything. Do you have the terrain handy? So I'd like to see it again, unless it brings back bad memories. It is upstairs. I might go and get it in a minute to show you, or I might hold off till I do the next video. But take it from me, the terrain's really cool. The terrain in the box, you get a lot of it, and it's good. It's definitely enough terrain to cover the board that you play the game on. Yeah, Peninsula Painting Projects, mate. This book has everything. It's got all the rules, and I mean, just as you can see here, you can't see it, but like, yeah, for example, Orks. There's your Orks. You get your little bit of fluff. You got some special rules and the fluff stuff here, but you've got your tactics, stratagems basically there. You've got your army list entries, which tell you all the rules, which do very slightly differ from in the Codex Index a tiny bit, but they're basically the same. But there's a few extra little bits in there. And then you've got all your stats and your points, and it covers everything. And that's it. You've got all the rules in it needed. Literally, you don't need a Codex. You don't need anything else. If you buy this box game, you've got everything you need to play in the box. If you want to get someone into the hobby, which I've successfully done from buying this is the way to do it, because you can tell someone, like, no matter what army you want to play, if they want a Tau kill team, well, go and buy yourself a £18, £20 box of Fire Warriors, and that's it. That's all you need. Buy that box, build them up. Let's get playing. I've got the rules. I can tell you can have a look. It's not, and you can build a team quite quickly. It's 100 points per team, so you can don't know how to tag you. Yeah, it's great. So I think a lot of people who sort of turn their nose up at it and sort of you know, and we all like different things, you know, different parts of the hobby and that interest different people. But I think people are missing a trick here if they're not giving this at least a look. Um, it's definitely worth it. Um, I think, like I said, I haven't played a game yet, so I don't want to go on too much about raving about how great it is, because who knows? I might play it and I might think it's a bit crap, but I don't think that's going to happen. From what I've read in here, it sounds really cool. And there's a more depth to it, like I say, because you're dealing with small squads. Each model acts as an individual. Um, there is more character to each model. You can customize each little model, but each guy here can have a name if you want. You can really put some character in them. And then if you play linked games or campaigns with this, that's all included in here, how to play campaigns. I'm not talking like a little afterthought like in the 40k rulebook. We're talking like a proper campaign where as you play through, your characters earn XP from killing stuff, from achieving objectives, from winning games, etc. They earn XP, and then that XP can be used to upgrade their level in whatever specialisms you've got, because you can choose specialists as well. You can have a leader. You have to have a leader, so obviously that's my knob. Fucking sounds so wrong. But yeah, so my knob is my leader, as is the case with most guys, I think. But then you've got your other specialists you can choose. So I'll find it in here quickly and go advanced rules. Where is it? I'm so unprofessional and unprepared. Here we are, specialist. So you've got your leader specialist, you've got your combat specialist. So with a combat specialist, for example, he's got the ability all the time to add 1 to his attack characteristics. But then as he levels up, you can branch off in different ways. So you start here, and then you can choose when he gets to level 2, you can choose which way he goes. This very much reminds me of like computer games and stuff. I've played RPGs and stuff. As you level characters up, you can sort of take them off into different specialisms and stuff. And Nob is an abbreviation of Orc Noble. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's not referring to cocks. Okay, it is no laughing matter. It's very juvenile to laugh at the word knob. It's not funny. So yeah, you got combat specialists, comms specialists, demolition specialists, heavy, medic, sniper, scout, veteran, zealot, and that's it for now. Does anyone know if Warhammer 40k League is... missed that. But yeah, so I think I've just been laughing my ass off, Knobs. Well, then that's very immature of you, buddy. You just, come on now. You're better than that. So yeah, I think this game's awesome for so many different reasons. I think it's going to allow me to play more games. It's already got me, I'm a big kid, what can I say? We all are. I'm not big and it's not clever, but at least mine's not. Oh my god, we've just resorted to knob jokes for the rest of the video, I think. You talk about knobs, it's going over my head. The worrying thing is that all our knobs are green. Yeah, we really probably need to see a doctor, eh? Get some sort of ointment for that, I guess. Stop it. I've completely lost my fucking train of thought now. Fuck's sake. This is the most unprofessional video I think I've ever made. Oh, seriously, stop. I completely fucking forgot what I was saying. Yeah. It's got me new people into the hobby. It's got kill the terrain. I have built the terrain. I'm gonna be showing it off in a new. No, I haven't got the galvanic haulers. I've got the standard terrain from the set. I do want those galvanic haulers though, because they look really cool. I want all the terrain, all the new terrain GW coming out of now just looks sick. Seriously, looks really cool. All of it. And now I think it's quite affordable because it's coming in these kill team sort of starter sets where you're getting like a small kill team, the cards and stuff with them and the scenery, it's knocking a bit of money off the price of buying it all separately. And if you were going to buy some terrain anyway, and if you were going to buy those models anyway, then it's definitely worth it. If you're just buying it for one part of it, maybe not so much, but you could buy it and then sell off the bits you don't want and get some money back. I don't know, but the terrain they're coming out with looks good. All your videos are unprofessional, but that makes it so personal and honest. Good. I wondered where that message was going halfway through reading that. But you go, all your videos are so unprofessional. I'm unsubbing. Go screw yourself. But yeah, so I'll get new players into the hobby. I'm going to be able to play more often. It's going to be easier for me to game. It's going to enable me to get some bat reps on my channel. And it's going to enable me to start playing with my Necrons as well. And potentially other small forces. Although I'll try and resist the urge to, filter out and cover too many bases because I've got enough, my hands full with the Orks as it is. But yeah, Kill Team, awesome. If you haven't given it a look in yet, or you haven't given it the time of day, please do, because I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great for things like tournaments and stuff. Tournaments are hard. I mean, I remember the only tournament I've ever played in was at a local club that I used to go to years ago, and that was a Combat Patrol tournament. And that was perfect because Combat Patrol was great because at the time that was 400-point games with very small armies. And you could play them in sort of about an hour's game, but that was just 40k shrunk down. This is sort of 40k shrunk down, but with a lot more depth and extra bits thrown in, and an extra little bit of icing on the cake, and a bit more sort of light RPG elements and stuff to it. So I think it's going to be great because tournaments, if you're playing like several full-size games, I mean, you've got a book. It takes quite a bit of commitment to do that, whereas this, a lot more people can get involved, and it's a great entry level point, but it's also great for us veteran players of 40k to try something a little different with our models and put the focus on the little guys, these guys that get ignored, and just the troops that you're slinging with your horde to get mowed down. These guys now are little characters in their own right, and it gives them a time to shine, which I quite like. And I always did enjoy the sort of smaller scale games of Combat Patrol and that. I think going slightly off subject now onto sort of 40k as a whole, we're kind of almost in a bit of an arms race. I was going to talk about this on like another video, but with the Primarchs coming back and stuff, we've got obviously Magnus, we've got Mortarion, and of course we've got Girly Man himself. And if the rumours are to be believed, it looks like Leman Russ is coming back. It's cool in a way. The models are cool. They look incredible. And they're well designed and they're cool. And it's changed the lore and stuff. It for various reasons. I don't know. I kind of long for the days, lore-wise, in the older editions where the Primarchs were sort of the stuff of legend, and it gave you that imagination of times gone past, and there were gods battling, the Emperor and stuff. And now we're facing a time where they're all coming back, which is, in one way, it is interesting, but now they've taken the shine off other characters. And forgot what you're saying because you were blazing up, brother. there's not anything in there. Where I work, there's drug testing and stuff, so there's no chance of that, unfortunately. No, it's just the standard stuff, I'm afraid. Although one viewer did accuse me of being a meth head, so take that as you see it. Everyone knows that. Hello, mate. But yeah, in current games of 40k, and the way 40k is sort of headed, it's almost going in a similar direction to Age of Sigmar and stuff. And I feel a lot of players, it's not so much GW themselves, but players are to blame for this. So my regular opponent, Reroll Joe, he is, and another person I used to play a lot, my brother-in-law, they love, and this isn't wrong, this is all down to personal preference, they love like the special characters, the hard as nails, like big monster units, the really elite, best of the best stuff. They want the best thing, the most powerful thing, the thing that's going to get on there and dominate the tabletop. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all like a bit of that. But to the exclusion now, and especially now with the way we can work out army lists and stuff, where you don't need troops anymore to have a legal army. You've got and you can build more elite armies and stuff, and it was obviously done for a fluff perspective to be able to get like themed armies and things. But I think what some people do and what it can veer towards is armies that no longer look like armies. You don't have legions of troops with elite units within that army and characters leading a huge army. If you saw Gilliman out on the battlefield, you'd expect him to be at the head of an enormous army, leading legions of troops in there. But quite often you'll face games where there is him leading just 4 or 5, a selection of equally powerful units and stuff. To me, that's not really an army. That's not what I got into 40k or Warhammer in general to play. I love, when you see these movies and stuff, Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and other things, and when you see these armies lined up and you see thousands and thousands of them lined up, and that is kind of what I want to reenact on the tabletop. I want huge battles with loads of troops. I think you're saying there's too much hero hammer going on. Exactly. And I am and I'm not, because like I say, we can all, the great thing now with 8th edition is that we can all make the armies we want. Like me and Joe, we have very different ideas on what we want to do, and that's great because his main army is his Deathwing. So it's all 2+ save Terminators, Thunderhammers, Storm Shields, Lightning Claws, led by the nasty Belial special characters. Same with his Thousand Sons. They're all 2+ saves. He's got Demon Princes. He's got Magnus. It's a very, very, all his armies are very elite armies, hard as nails. There's not one chaff unit in any of his armies. Way too much emphasis on uber characters, which in and of itself is not a war game anymore. It's just a swanky top trumps at that stage. I do agree. I have to say I agree with you there, Skarner. I personally, it's not for me. I think I don't. Yeah, it becomes an arm race. Like, oh, I've got this guy, he's my power. Well, I've got this guy, he's better. And then before you know it, you're left with about 4 or 5 models each, and you're basically playing a skirmish game of just these powerhouse characters going at it, which it can be fun in itself, but you're not then winning games because of tactical decisions and stuff, and you're not learning the nuances of the game of being able to being able to use a unit of grots effectively in a game. It takes some thinking, some tactics. You can't just throw your grots at a unit of Terminators and say, oh, well, they lost, they're crap, they're no use. You've got to think outside the box. You've got to think, no, they do have other uses. They can be objectives grabbers, they can be meat shields, they can be distraction units, they can be tar pit units to bog something nasty down, and sacrificial units. And I think that the Ork Codex is out. It was printed on purple paper. Good luck. I don't get that. Am I being a bit slow there? Maybe someone can explain the joke. I know jokes aren't funny and you have to explain them. I'm sorry. But to be honest, the fantasy of a future where you don't just nuke your enemies from a million miles away has never been hard. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that anyway. Sort of like say the hero hammer sort of scale of things. And obviously now I'm a lot of my videos, you see me pining for a prime orc. And we've come to the situation now where we need a prime orc. Because now our big scary hulking orc war boss comes up to the barely up to the waist of a Primarch, which you're going to be seeing a lot of. And what's so scary about a big orc war boss who could just be toe kicked like a child by a Primarch? It's the balance is all wrong. So yeah, we've come to a position now where we need a Primarch. We need something big and nasty to face off against these guys. But even with that, and I would buy one and have one proudly in my army, but I would like to have him leading hordes of boys. But I think the lesser units get left behind and relegated, and they're equally cool, and they need some love too. And the purple, the one Kojiro is not a Skojiro, it's a purple, is the sneaky guy that you never see. I get you. I get you. Picture Project, old fluff was supposed to be able to see purple wellheads. There'd be the sneaky colour. I didn't know that. That's cool. So yeah, I think we are probably going to continue to head more into this sort of an Ork War boss as just a flashy knob. Yeah, well, any self-respecting Ork War boss is going to have an impressive knob. Stop it. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think anyway, whether you disagree with me on that or not. How do you guys feel about the sort of the arms race, the hero hammer part of it? Personally, it's not for me, but who am I to stop anyone else doing that? And and there's nothing wrong with elite armies. Elite armies are cool, and that is the sort of thing that is realistic. You do have sort of elite forces in the military and in throughout history in military engagements and stuff. You would have a smaller elite force and things, striking at the heart of the enemy and stuff. I don't mind as long as people have counters for it. Yeah, yeah, and I think GW are doing quite a bit on that front actually, in turning doing the objectives secured for troops and stuff, and giving extra command points if you're getting the battalion detachments. So they're rewarding players. I think they're trying to make sure that we are still filling our armies with troops and making it not quite a necessity, but if you are going to opt out of having troops and you're just going to have the flashy units in the character army, then you are going to balance that out with having less command points for stratagems. Although most of these special characters come with special rules, and you get extra command points, or you on a 5+ or whatever, you don't spend a command point, you get one refunded. So that in itself kind of nullifies the bonus that we get. Oh yeah, how's the hand? Yeah, I spoke about at the beginning of the video. I'm going back tomorrow to Queen Victoria Hospital, get it redressed, and start hand physio to get them full movement back in the finger and that. It feels bloody awful at the moment, if I'm honest with you. My God, that would take forever. What the problem with auto win list when someone just shows up as one before the game has started? Yeah, I think there is a bit of that. There's always been a bit of that though, I think, in the game. That's never really been my, I do play to win. I like to have a challenging competitive game, but I equally like to have a themed list. I think some people veer towards sort of theme list and narrative and sort of more campaign and story driven games, and other people are just full on, going through the rules, trying to make the most elite, top tier list, competitive list they can. I fall sort of somewhere in the middle. I want it to be competitive. I want it to be, good on the table, but I still want a theme in there and a story to be told. And I think it's probably where most of us are, somewhere in the middle ground there. We're not at the sort of either end. And most of the players who claim I don't play competitive, it's funny how those same people, when you play during the game, they actually get really competitive. I work at a school, the kids are helping out, and it's not child labour if you don't pay them their basic currency. That's a brilliant idea. Get the kids to base coat your models and stuff. Get a little sweatshop going. I like that. Hell yeah. Do you reckon that would work for mould lines? If you could get a sweatshop going of kids well trained to take off all the mould lines of all your models, that's what I would like. Mould lines are the worst. I long for the day where their moulding process or the way of making these kits comes to a stage where there is literally no mould lines. Mould lines are the worst. I'm not arming my kids. Yeah, don't arm your kids with. Don't do that. Actually, it's a terrible idea. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm kind of running out of things to say now. Do you guys have any questions? Stevo, if you can't trust you with a knife, I don't think giving kids hobby knives is the best idea. Very true. Ignore everything I said about getting a sweatshop full of kids armed with knives doing your hobby work for you. It's a terrible idea. Don't do it. But yeah, if you guys have got any questions at all, what are your thoughts about Titanicus? Okay, not interested. I played Epic way back in the day when I was really young, a teenager, and I thought that was cool at the time. Again, because you got the little bases with like 5 little Marines on there and stuff, and yeah, legions of troops, these tiny little models and that, which was cool. But this game, to me, it's just you get a Titan, like a big Titan each, and some knights, which are sort of the size of like an Ork boy. But from what I can see, anyway, they look like that size. So I mean, they look cool. They look really detailed and look cool, but I don't know, boring. I think the armies you get in the box, they're very similar. You've got a Titan each, you've got a few things each, so there's not really much to differentiate the armies. They look very like almost chess-like. We've got exactly the same force each. I'm sure it's a bit more customized than that. And I see a lot of you writing that it's overpriced. And yeah, because it's from Forge World, isn't it? That Titanicus. What up, Stevo? Hello, mate. Yeah, it looks expensive, and well, I'm off to paint 90 shooters. All the best to you and yours. Have fun with that, buddy. Well, but yeah, Titanicus, I'm not going to get it. It's not for me. I don't want to start a new game. I know I'm starting a new game with Kill Team, but it's still 40k. I'm still using the same model. So I have Speed Freaks, Tip of Iceberg, or the Bulk. I think it is the tip of the iceberg. As we talked about earlier, I think Speed Freaks is the tip of the iceberg for us Orks. I don't see that game itself being around long. I think it's a sort of more of the specialist games. GW are releasing so many specialist games. They went from releasing to doing away with specialist games completely to sort of bringing back Blood Bowl and I can't even remember all the games they got now, but they're bringing back all sorts, like Titanicus being another one of them, Kill Team, Necromunda. There's a lot, and there's many more that I haven't listed, and I'm sure there will be many more to come. But they can't possibly keep all those games supported and running. They just can't. It wouldn't be feasible, and you don't want to divide your player base up into little sub factions. Otherwise, you're kind of diluting the whole the sort of the whole Games Workshop community off. You know, I play Games Workshop games, but I play Age of Sigmar, or I play Kill Team, or I play Blood Bowl, or I play Titanicus. They can't play together. They're all completely different games. And how on earth, as a business, would you keep all those games going? And you're never gonna. It's just not going to happen. So, I don't know. I'm not in business. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe they're obviously making really good money at the moment and stuff, and these games are selling. But I would certainly err on the side of caution if you were thinking of picking up one of these games, because I don't think, at least not all of them, but a lot of them won't be around for a long time. I mean, look at Shadow War Armageddon. I mean, was it a year, if that? It came out really limited release, and then it was gone. And so, if you bought that game hoping to get into that and for that to be supported and other players to come into it, you're going to be disappointed, because they didn't give it much chance for people to get into it and play it. So, is that an Ork tattoo? No, it's not. If you're talking about this one, it is. I'm a big fan of hip hop, old school hip hop and stuff, and so it's just a mishmash, and it's not finished. It's a part covering up an old tattoo, and a part design. So currently, it's actually a bit of a mess, but there's still work to be done on it and colored in. But I've got the skeleton there with a boombox. I've got an old mixtape. I've got some decks. Into my old retro games. So I've got an old controller, NES controller there. arcade stick. You can see I've got my Pac-Man and Space Invaders going on. So it's I've got a spray can there because there's a lot of graffiti style on there. It says old school across there. So yeah, it's just a bit of a mishmash of me basically. I'm into my gaming, I'm into my hip hop, and yeah, it's just yeah. But like I say, I need to get it finished because it's bugging me that it's not finished. I've got a few tattoos actually. I've got here. You can't really see it on camera, but I've got my basically a tiger version of a chimera there. You can't see because I can't lift this shirt up enough, but his tail is a snake tail and he's got wings. I've had that one for quite a while. My old school British bulldog that I had done at like the age of 18 many years ago. And I've got other ones on my body which I won't get out now. But yeah, so I need to get that one finished. I need to get the finished coloured in and get it finished because it's bugging me having an unfinished tattoo. They're spreading themselves far too thin, too soon. Yeah, I agree. In regards to all specialist games, they are doing the same with the video game IP. Throw enough stuff at the wall, something will stick eventually. Yeah, I agree. That's what they're doing. So I think if a game is popular enough, they will continue to support it and stuff. But so I think for us as consumers, it's probably better to err on the side of caution and see how it goes and see. Like with Kill Team, it's obvious that they're supporting this quite well. How long they will continue that for, I don't know. I think they will. I think they will support this for quite a while. Some of the other ones that I'm not so sure about, like that Titanicus, is going to spend a lot of money on that, and for a little while they're going to be releasing some stuff for it. But I don't know if in a year's time we'll be talking about it and saying, well, what happened with Titanicus? Where did that go? Or if we'll be talking about it at all, because I think, to be honest, a lot of us would forget it even existed. The feedback time is much shorter for GW, not as risky as much as they did in the 90s when they released stuff. No, they're just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's risky for them because whatever they release sells and sells out most of the time, but it's risky for the consumer, I think. Because we've got limited funds and time and investing. If you're going to buy a game and invest in it, that game's only going to be good if you've got like-minded people that invest in it. Now, 40k is going to, you can get into 40k, you know, you can go to clubs all over the country or the world and play games of 40k. There are 40k players everywhere. Age of Sigmar to a slightly lesser extent, but still there's a lot of Age of Sigmar players everywhere. And even Blood Bowl, I think you can find quite a few people playing it. But some of the more specialised games, you might have a friend who you play it with regularly and stuff. But I think if a game stops being supported, your players are going to dry up on it because people will get bored of it and move on, and you won't get new players coming into it because it's not the new thing anymore. And so, as a consumer, if you're buying these products, be wary if you think it's going to be a game that you intend to play for years, because it's not like when you buy a computer game or something, you play it for a bit and then you get bored of it and trade it in. If you buy these, you're preparing to invest a lot of time. I don't want to paint up my Ork army or even my kill team to play a game, put a lot of time and investment into it, and then a year down the line it's gone and no one's playing it. And what did I bother doing all that for? So I think it's important that any games you get into, you want them to be supported and continue to be supported for a long time. Sorry guys if I'm missing a lot of your questions or comments. They're coming up thick and fast. What will GW do after they finally put Orks out? It's disappeared. There we go. Newer player, will they just add units never made it through in addition cycles? Oh gosh, it's flipping too quick. Some specialist games are carried by the community long after GW stops winning. True, but that is by a sort of minority of very dedicated people. I mean, there's still a lot of people playing fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy and stuff, and I think that will be continued quite a while. But even that, I think, other than the really, really, really dedicated, won't stick to it. Shit, man, I'm an old school hip hop head too. I have a hip hop tattoo. It's from the sleeve of the Lenny's album. Quality. I got 5 on it. 2K people in the Como group. Kill Team is doing well here. Local stories running 30-person campaigns. Exactly. And I bet if that was full games of 40k, there wouldn't be as many people involved, or people that might want to be involved, but they wouldn't be able to commit to that. But being able to run a campaign or a tournament with Kill Team, very easy to do. Yeah, and manageable and fun, and yeah. I didn't go for the standard bulldog on right arm, but I got a Lady Britannia instead. My cousin got that as well back in the day. And I mean, I like it now. It sort of went through a phase of being like really cheesy and like, oh God, you got a bulldog tattoo. Like, but now it's kind of like really old school and no one's got it. And it's just like, your tattoos are part of your history, and they tell a story, especially at the sort of time you were at the time, where you were in your life at that time and everything. But yeah, I would just love to get this tattoo finished. But yeah, guys, so I think I'm going to sort of bring this video to an end now. I've been rambling on for an hour and 15 currently, and it's been really fun. I've got videos coming up. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos in the coming months covering Kill Team stuff, covering any Ork news, and I am going to also, hopefully, Skarner, who's been in the chat. Skarner, I see you there. Fun to see you next hangout. Me and Skarner have been talking about doing a combo live stream, or necessarily live, but a video. We've got to talk about it a bit more, haven't we, Skarner? But hopefully doing a sort of a dual video, combine both our channels and talk Orks. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Because although you guys are chatting, it's great, but I was reading it's going to be great chatting with Skarner, a fellow Ork lover, sharing our thoughts and all this stuff. He's just trying to get the working gubbins going. Good stuff. Yeah, Skarner's the tech man of the thing, so hopefully you'll see a 6+ Stevo Skarner collaboration video coming up very soon, which will be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, I've got a lot of videos coming up. It's going to be a good time for us. How far from gospel are you? Not far, not far at all, because I've been chatting with Idic Beer about getting a game going at some point in the future. I was hoping he'd be into Kill Team actually, so I could do a little Ork versus Necron Kill Team game against him, because that would be a great incentive for me to paint these guys up, because he's in Portsmouth, I believe. I'm only about 20 miles. So yeah, not far at all. It would take me probably about 45 minutes, probably 30, 45 minutes to get there. So yeah, yeah, I'm based in, I don't want to reveal my address on a YouTube video, that would be unwise. But yeah, I'm sort of between Portsmouth and Brighton, shall we say. So yeah, West Sussex area. So if any of you guys are nearby, PM me, message me, maybe we could hook up and get games going, because definitely would like to branch out and play a variety of players and get some games going, and hopefully get these guys painted up so I can get some proper battle reports filmed. But anyway, guys, got here late. Well, buddy, the video will be on a rerun very soon, so you can watch it. Thanks, guys, for joining me again. These live videos are so much fun. I love doing them. They take so little prep work, and you guys are always a pleasure to have a laugh and a chat with. So I will see you on the next video, guys. Take it easy. 6+ Stevo signing out. I can't shut the video down. How do I stop the damn video? I don't want to press that and press the wrong thing. Well, this video is going as unprofessionally as it's ending as unprofessionally as it started. Epic fail. Yeah, all right, man. I know. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes. Right, 6+ Stevo signing out.